Hello there. Welcome back to the Force Collective. We are back with another episode of Star Wars Topics today. So, I don't know if everybody's back yet. They had to go do something before the stream started.
Back.
Oh, you're back. Okay, nice. Chrono's not back yet, but we are going to be talking about quite a few things today. Namely, the elephant in the room, which is the Kathleen Kennedy thing, where she supposedly has had her contract renewed for 3 more years. And we'll do a little bit of some Reddit stuff too, because I love Reddit. It's fun. Namely, this particular comment right here on the post, it really ticks me off. Let's see, full of angry conservatives because apparently nobody else but conservatives can hate the sequel trilogy. Let's see, pretty annoying. These people are morons. They pretty much hate anything with a non-white male lead. Actually, I like a lot of things without a white male lead. Okay.
Hey, I would have preferred Finn to be the main character in the sequel trilogy.
Exactly.
That would have been cool.
I mean, come on. It's not like we're racist people, I mean, these people try to paint everybody
Only
that
racists
disagrees.
say that.
Yeah, exactly. Because apparently, us not liking a non-white male led movie,
Well,
is
hang
dumb.
on. Get through the intro, then we can go to the ranting.
Yeah, I did say the intro. I did do the intro. Thank you very much.
I don't think you introduced Chrono.
Well, I said you guys were doing something, so I was waiting for both of you to be back. You're back?
He's back.
Okay then. I'll stop drinking my my orange mango drink, whatever it's called. Anyways, hello guys, how you doing?
We're good.
Good. That's awesome. I'm here with Chrono and Sir AOA today. I don't know where Commander Tano is. I guess she just couldn't make it today. She didn't message me as far as I can tell.
Actually,
but she posted and
she did.
Yeah.
Did she?
She'll be running late.
Yeah.
She'll be. I looked on my messages here.
Someone didn't read the Discord chat.
No, I didn't get a notification. I'm looking right at my phone right now. I always get notifications. Why am I not getting one now? It's on here. I see that. No, I'm serious. I don't get notifications all the time. But fine, whatever. You can be that way. I don't care. I don't care at all. It doesn't faze me. So Commander Tano will be late. Information courtesy of Sir AOA and Chrono. Not me, because I don't read our chat. Okay, so we got a few things to talk about. We've had a sizzle reel of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series come out. We also have some news about the Rogue Squadron movie. I think we even got some news about Rian Johnson's trilogy. Though I hadn't looked into that just yet. I just heard something about it really recently. Like as I was looking through Reddit on here, I seen something about it.
I think we can summarize those two movies with one sound.
Canceled?
No, with one sound.
With one sound? What? Oh. Dead, yes. I agree. I didn't ever think Rian Johnson would get that trilogy. They waited way too long.
After The Last Jedi, not a chance.
Nope. And I am glad for it. Let him do his own thing. Let him stay away from Star Wars. I'll support him anywhere else but Star Wars. Anyways, so we got all that to discuss today. And we also have a little rant segment specifically made just for Sir AOA to get his rant, out about what he thinks about the new Cowboy Bebop. I really want to hear it. Just his initial thoughts.
Don't you want to the initial thoughts? So we're going to do the initial thoughts, and then next week we're going to have the actual.
Yes.
Broadside.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to give the viewers a taste of what is to come in the next episode. Just
that
because
I
think the next episode of Star Wars Topics, huh?
If they've been long-time viewers, they already know.
They already know what's about to happen. But there's probably some new people out there. There's some noobs. There's got to be some noobs around here somewhere. So they're going to get to know exactly what to expect this coming episode of. Well, I don't even know if it'll be a Star Wars Topics episode. Depending on how much news comes out between now and then, it may just be a chill stream where we just rant about things for no reason, not enjoy anything, and hate on any movie that's not led by a straight white male.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What? There's a female in the movie? No. Can't do it. No.
Oh, yeah.
No. I'm already angry.
So nobody's going to watch Ghostbusters Afterlife then. Okay, cool.
Nope, not at all. I hate Ghostbusters Afterlife. I've not even watched it. I'm going to watch, and I love this movie to death too. Ghostbusters 2016. That's the best Ghostbusters that was ever created.
But hang on.
This is an exception.
All female lead.
This is an exception. This movie is a masterpiece. Truly the best of its time.
But what did you say the brand of that juice you're drinking was?
I didn't say.
You probably should, because it sounds like there's something really good in it.
All seriousness though, like honestly, the 2016 Ghostbusters is terrible. I haven't even watched it. I've watched clips on the internet. I've watched reviews. There's nothing about it I can remotely say I enjoy just from looking at it, and I refuse to watch it.
I've only gotten 20 minutes into it.
I'm not going to even try.
Like 20 minutes, and it's like, oh God, let it stop. Oh.
I don't know if it's a race thing or a lady thing. That's one thing they kept replaying on was it the trailers they kept doing that with? I hated hearing that same line over and over. Where what's her name tries to, I guess, body surf, and everybody's like, yeah, nah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then she's like, I don't know if it's a race thing or a lady thing, and I'm thinking
no, it's
already
a
like,
thing.
yeah, that's what it is. Oh, so you're fat phobic? Okay, I see how it is. And no, I haven't forgotten.
No.
I've just been leading up to this. We have a sponsor today.
To be fair, I wouldn't have called her fat, but I mean,
I didn't say
tall,
it. You said
she's
size.
she's tall and broad. Yeah.
I never said fat. I didn't say she was fat. I was saying you said she was fat. See, the thing is, I can claim that because you're talking about her size. That's how this works.
Whatever, SJW.
What? You said something that might be remotely similar to some kind of insult that I would take offensive. Let me just blow it out of proportion for you. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
All right. So enough messing around. We do have a sponsor today. Go ahead, Sir Away. Let's hear it.
Today's sponsor for the Force Collective is Hut Photography. Do you need photos for your job? Do you need photos to keep your powerful job? The Huts have got you covered. With their experts, they can get as many photos as you need to get or keep your position. They can get extras, props, or have their experts just add stuff to the photos. Your bosses will have no choice but to relent to your desires. Hut photography. Keeping your incompetent ass employed since 500 BBY.
Hut photography, nice. That's creative right there. I love it. Now I just need a big image of Jabba the Hutt holding a camera.
Hey, there's a reason why I said hut photography and not Jabba the Hutt photography.
Well, when you say hut, though, I just want to think of Jabba. You know? Jabba's just beautiful.
There is so much wrong with what you just said that my mind was trying to process it.
What? You don't think Jabba's beautiful? Come on. Those eyes, you can gaze into those for like forever.
Yeah, I don't think Leia shared your sentiment.
Well, she's a female. Come on. Females don't know anything. Only straight white men know what they're talking about. This is the Force Collective. We're stupid, okay? We're supposed to say dumb things.
We're stupid, racist rednecks.
No, you ain't heard redneck yet. I'll tell you what, boy. Those females out there, they don't know a single thing about us males. You want rednecks, you
true.
got it,
No,
boy.
that's just true. You don't need to be a redneck to say that.
Okay. But we males know it all, okay? We lived through all the wars. I was born yesterday, but that doesn't mean I wasn't in the wars. I know everything, boy. Don't you forget it. I'll take you to the woodshed if you do. I don't know if you heard of the woodshed, but we rednecks know all about that woodshed. And I'm sure anybody else that's lived around a lot of rednecks at some point knows about the woodshed. I'm being serious about that.
God, now I want to hear about the woodshed.
That's a story for another time.
Oh, is that for the Force Collective After Dark?
Yes, yes.
Is that the kind of story that gets you demonetized?
No. Well, I don't know. It depends on your view of beating children. Disciplining your children, not beating. What am I talking about?
So in other words,
nothing like that. Nothing like that. Not at all. No, to be serious, I don't know who it was that I used to hear talk about the woodshed or talk about how they used to be threatened to be taken out to the woodshed. But when their kids misbehaved, they would threaten to take them out to the woodshed to spank them or whatever, discipline them, if you want to say it that way. Stuff like that. That's the woodshed. And, it's very intimidating when you hear somebody talk about the woodshed like that. If you've never heard anybody say how they were always taken out to the woodshed, you'd be intimidated because you don't know what they're talking about. And I've heard them talk about it, and I'm thinking, what was going on in that woodshed? What in the world are they talking about? It sounds horrible the way they're describing it. So, I mean, why are we talking about this?
Redneck boogeyman?
Yes. Hi. Oh, thank you. Sorry. I had somebody jump in and scare me a bit. That's okay. Anyways, so enough about the woodshed.
You need a light out the front of your door going, recording.
Well, they knew I was recording, but they were bringing something for me, and I did not hear them. I have my headset on, and I'm thinking like there's nothing going on, and then I hear my door fly open, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
Well, see, that's why you have sort of like a button out the front of the door that they press, and it sort of lights up something next to you.
You think I'm rich enough for that? I'm a redneck. I have only a woodshed to live in where I get disciplined in daily. You think I have the money for that? I can barely afford the wood for the woodshed. Come on.
What, you don't have $8?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. Jeez,
No.
Walmart really doesn't pay much.
Walmart doesn't like me. No, I actually, they actually gave us a raise pretty recently. It's not that bad. Right now, I've got 401k coming out of my check too. So I actually am like getting less money because of that. But at the same time, I'm still earning the same amount, but it's going into 401k, which will, you know how that works. I'm sure you guys know how that
Help
works.
you out when you retire.
Yes. I don't feel like explaining all that. We're way off topic. And this, I mean, we're
In Australia, we just call that super.
oh well. I mean,
'Cause
it's a good thing that I
super.
did it. Yeah, exactly. It is super. It's super useful. I've only been doing it for like a couple months, so I mean I do have a surprisingly large amount for what I thought it would be, but it's something that it's a good investment. So I'm going to have to I'm going to see how that pans out. It'll turn out good. I don't know what I'm going to do with it when I retire,
I know.
but
You're probably
What?
gonna spend it all on Halo toys.
oh yeah, maybe I'll like make a life-size Master Chief.
Oh, that would be nice.
That would be nice, and just have Master Chief standing in the back corner of my room. That would be a little creepy.
Watching
Though.
sleep.
Yeah, no, that would be a little creepy. I love Master Chief, but that would be a little creepy. Just his silent self standing in the corner of my room, staring directly at me.
Hauser would be sad to hear you say that.
Well, see, the thing is, I need to also get like a poster made of just his hair, so I can gaze at it whenever. I'll like put it right above my bed, so whenever I fall asleep, I lay on my back, fall asleep, I can look up at it and gaze at it until I fall asleep, imagining the caress of his hair in my hands. As no, I'm not going that weird. Sorry.
Too late.
I already went that weird. Okay, I'm going to
And then
stop
you're gonna
there.
softly tell him in his ear, "Let's go to the woodshed."
The woodshed is going to forever be like some weird joke that we
BDSM?
use from this point on.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, no. I should never have mentioned the woodshed. The woodshed has come back to haunt me, but it's my own fault that it did.
Yep.
Okay, so we were going to talk about Kathleen Kennedy and the Obi-Wan series and Patty Jenkins and Ryan Johnson and do some Reddit stuff. So I don't know what order we're going in. I'm just going to start with the most obvious choice, Kathleen Kennedy. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the backlash would be too huge, but then again, it doesn't seem like they care about that at this point. So then again, I could be wrong. It might happen after all. But as I was watching the live stream, they mentioned something about like they put out that information on purpose, I guess, to get a reaction. I might have misunderstood what they said.
No, it's okay. They need to give the Empire a win, so they can win the war.
Yeah.
So give them the, hey, Kathleen Kennedy's been signed for 3 years. Have her just dot around the studio for 9 months, and then she can go, yeah, you know what? I'm going to retire. I'm going to step down. I've had my fill. I'm going to leave. That's pretty much what has been said is the rumored sort of outcome. Because the thing is that there are two things that are against the whole idea that she's getting a 3-year contract. And And the first is Bob Iger's come out and said, yeah, we're not doing multi-movie / multiple year contracts anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it didn't work. We don't want it to. You know, we're trying to be a for-profit company. So why would he then just turn around and go, oh yeah, but Kathleen Kennedy gets a 3-year contract? Can someone say bull crap?
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is that Indy 5 has just been put off for another year. It was the only thing she had any work on.
True.
And out of everything that's meant to be sort of coming out, you know, the Obi-Wan series, the Book of Boba Fett, she's got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing for her to work on. So what is she going to be doing for the next 3 years?
True.
Signing pieces of paper? Well, a trained monkey could do that.
Mm-hmm.
So everything sort of points to, yeah, okay, she might have 3 years, but she's not going to stay around for those 3 years. She's probably not going to stay around for 6. And then go, oh, well, you know, I'm going to step down. It's time for me to step down. I've done what I wanted to do, and it's time for me to move on to greener pastures.
Yeah. I mean, that's the logical way, I guess, of looking at it, or what you think they would do. But on the off chance that they don't, what if they do end up keeping her? What do you think that would mean?
The death of more IPs.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there'd be a lot of backlash too.
Because I mean, the thing is that I think I wouldn't be surprised if Indy 5 was sort of like the last straw type of situation. If she had I don't want to say saved Indy, but you know, if she wasn't going to do the same thing as she did with Star Wars, I wouldn't be surprised if she got kept on. But everything that's sort of coming out of Indy 5, I don't think any fans of Indiana Jones will want the movie to come out ever. So it would be a little bit silly keeping her on if everything she touches doesn't turn into gold but turns into absolute crap.
Agreed. I agree.
And it is possible that they are realizing how damaged the brand is, because I was just listening to some news that the comic books are going back to Dark Horse.
Oh,
because
really?
Because apparently they finally realized Marvel is not doing a good job with them, and starting I think next year or something, Dark Horse is going to be publishing the new Star Wars books.
Now that is good.
Yeah.
I remember some of the old Dark Horse stuff. It's really good.
I also heard that they're pretty much scrapping the High Republic initiative. That's going to be done away with.
I'm happy about that, to be honest.
The people at Dark Horse said in that interview that they are going to start working on High Republic books, which is not exactly exciting, but at least if they do it, they might come up with something better.
Though actually, wait a second. Continue talking. I'm just going to look up something.
Yeah, I don't care at all for the High Republic, but if Dark Horse can produce something decent within that era, it would be better than what we already got.
True. I guess there is some hope for the High Republic yet.
Well,
No.
hopefully I'll be finding out in a little while, because I've finally been able to get my hands on the first book in the High Republic. So the project will now move forward.
Nice. I was wondering about that. I was wondering if you had ever gotten that book. I was getting ready to ask you actually in just a minute, but you answered the question for me.
Well,
Since
it's
we
been
were on
confirmed,
the-
I've just got to wait for the time I can pick it up.
Well, I'm excited for this project.
But if the book is anything like the first 3 chapters, yeah.
Oh, I'm so ready. You have no idea how ready I am.
Yeah, if I get the book tomorrow, I should. If I get the book today or tomorrow, I should. Well, so depending on the quality of the book, I will either finish reading it Tuesday because I won't be reading it over the weekend because I just have too much on, or I won't finish it until the Tuesday after. And that's sort of completely dependent on the quality of the writing. Going by the first 3 chapters, yeah, I'm probably going to have it done by next Tuesday.
Dear Lord. That don't sound good for the book. I mean...
Okay, let me put it this way. If my rating is correct, it will be better than Twilight.
That's not saying much.
Well, let me put it this way. My best time for reading a book is a 1,000-page novel in 2 days. That's how good the book was.
Wow. That's gotta be good. That's a lot.
So that's probably my fastest. The average would be probably, probably should have been 4 days for a book like that. So you can sort of understand how quickly I read.
It's fast, yes.
It took me 3 weeks to get through the bloody first Twilight book.
Did you finish the Twilight series?
No, I didn't get past the second book.
I didn't think so.
Reading the first book was a challenge because it was just so, oh my god. And the second book was an absolute quagmire of just crap. So yeah, I never read through the entire series. So if it's a good book, I'll have it done really quickly. If it isn't, it takes a little bit longer.
Okay. I see exactly how it is. I'm trying something out on my screen here. Give me a second. I just want to see what this says. It won't expand.
Yeah, and according to what I've read, the Light of the Jedi, which is the first book, is 400 pages. So not quite a short read. But if it is actually any good, it should be jumped up in 2 days.
Well, I highly doubt that's going to be the case, but surprise me. I'm ready to be surprised.
Well, okay, let me put it this way. If it was a super good, awesome book, I'd probably have it done in 1 day.
I can believe it. After hearing what you said earlier, I can believe it. All right. So, what do you think, Chrono, about Kathleen Kennedy?
Can I say that on the stream? Really?
I intentionally what's the word? I worded it vaguely intentionally. So
no, yeah, I get what you mean. You mean about the whole thing of her contract extension.
yes. Well, if you want to tell me about what you think of her too, I mean, that's fine.
Well, I think it's possible that they did extend her contract. First of all, because not only is she very powerful within the industry, and it would be a huge headache for them to just get rid of her based on fan reactions.
Mm-hmm.
And also because I don't think they have a candidate to take over after her. Because we as fans would love for Favreau or Filoni to take that chair, but we already know from them that they don't want that job. So
and I don't think Filoni would be able to take the job.
Yeah, no, it's not the same thing to be a creator than to be a CEO.
Yeah,
I agree.
There is a major difference. I don't think they have anyone in mind to pass the torch for that job. And I think for them the easiest thing to do is just to keep her there. There's also a chance that they extend the contract, but they might be doing things differently behind the scenes. Like, yeah, you are in charge, but not really.
just sign this piece of paper. Don't read it. Just sign it.
Yeah, and you still
sign
get
all
paid.
these pieces of paper.
Yeah.
What, you have creative differences? I don't care. Just sign the paper anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and the fact that Patty Jenkins was let go and the project was put on hold, and the other thing I told you about with the comic books and stuff, it does seem like they finally realized not exactly that we are not pleased, but the fact that they cannot sell that product to us.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they don't care what we think, they care about money, and they have been losing a lot of money because we don't like the product.
Yep, exactly. I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's possible that she is indeed going to stay for another 3 years. And what Sereo was saying, I think it's very likely that at some point she will step down. Not because of the pressure or anything, but because she's probably already in that stage of her life that she wants to just cash in and go live of her fortune.
No, she has way too much power for something like that. It's going to be a backhand under the table handshake of, yeah, no, we're going to say 3 years, but under the table handshake, you're out in 6. Or you're out in 9. Because the thing is that if she was actually going to be given 3 years, Indy wouldn't have been postponed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, no, she's not going anywhere with her projects on the line. I mean, she's not going to just hand them down to someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it is a big thing of, does she really have any choice? Because I mean, the thing is that it's already, what am I trying to say?
I don't know. That's what we're waiting for you to tell us.
Nope, I've lost it now. I can't even remember what I was saying beforehand. This is what happens when I don't have caffeine.
Get you some caffeine. Get you some caffeine and come back. We can't work with an uncaffeinated Surrey away. Come on.
What did I say before?
Don't leave me.
My brain blanked.
You're talking about Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, I know that.
You had said that she wouldn't leave with her projects online. Where did we go after that?
Oh yeah. She's in the height of her power, so retiring to the villa to just play with her fortune and all that, it's not something that you would do at your height. I think it's very much a case of everybody knows, including her, that she ain't sticking around. So she has a choice of going out gracefully, or she sits there and does nothing for 3 years. So I
gets blamed for more things.
Exactly. I don't think this deal would exist if it wasn't a parachute for her to land comfortably somewhere. Where that is, no one knows, and frankly, as long as it's as far away from Disney as possible and Star Wars, good. But as you know, as it's being brought up multiple times, this is a long fight. This isn't a something that can be completed in a weekend. This is not a weekend project. This is a 2 to 3 year fight, and at this present moment, the fandom's in the home stretch.
Yep.
Cameron Pasha pretty much said, at this present moment, we're at D-Day. There's still a lot of fighting to be done, boys, but we've got the Krauts on the run. God, I hope I used the right word there. But I mean, the thing is that it's not a case of everyone's unhappy, so we're going to be seeing Kathleen Kennedy with all her belongings in a box walking out with her head down. No, that's not going to happen. And, you know, as I said before, this 3-year contract thing is not Bob Chapek. So, you know, either it's the underhand shake of you're out in 6, or someone's been using hut photography really well and been paying them a lot of money. And I'm more prone to think that it is just sort of a case of here's the parachute, pull it in 6 to 9 months, and, you know, save face.
And I think that in a way that her getting hired back on would also just be bad for her in general, because people are, regardless whether she's doing anything or not, she's still going to be head of Lucasfilm. So people are going to continue to blame her for all the wrongdoings of the company, even if she has no control over that. So I don't know why she would want to continue to go through something like that.
Well, actually, I just thought about this. If this whole she'll be out in 6 or 9 type situation happens, see if some of the officers of the Empire start leaving Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
You know, see if the Lucasfilm story group sticks around.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they start sort of like going, well, I'm moving on to greener pastures type of situation, yeah, you know, KK's leaving. If they get 3-year contracts, well, Star Wars is dead. See you later.
Yep.
But, you know, with Dave pretty much being in charge of everything Star Wars, yeah, it's a bit hard to see KK and the story group not leaving.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, it's a bit hard to see them sticking around. Especially seeing how with John and Dave essentially being given keys to the castle to Star Wars.
Yeah.
The rebellion's won. It's just sort of the mop-up operations now.
Yeah.
And that's going to take time. And hang on, what? That's right. One thing we also have to remember is that who the hell is Puck News?
I have no idea.
Exactly. That's one thing that I think we all need to remember. This not even, B or C tier Hollywood website. It's a non-existent entity. Hollywood website broke the story. That screams of PR and trying to save face. It's not like the big three got the scoop of KK getting her contract renewed. So pretty much I'm with Cameron Pasha with everything he's already said on the topic. This is just 3 years in air quotes.
Yeah. Well, now that you put it that way, though. I can see her getting the contract renewed. Whether she stays or not is, I guess, up for the future to tell us. So, what about the
But,
Patty
I mean, yeah,
Jenkins situation?
Well, I was going to have to say, we do have to wait until we hear it from an official source.
That's true. We don't have any official confirmation yet on that.
No, we have absolutely no official confirmation. We just have a third-rate website.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, hang on, that's probably rating it too highly. But, yeah, third-rate website, and every shill on Twitter falling over and fainting about her getting 3 more months. I mean, on Twitter, on some of those threads, I saw a few people with bloody Game of Thrones references going, "My queen."
Yeah, that's just a little bit too much, in my opinion. Especially for her.
So that whole announcement on a website that, you know, no one talks about. Now, you know, how they got the scoop. It's pretty evident that it was leaked to a certain person by a certain person for a certain reason. But you know, we've seen that before with Leslie Headland getting the alkalite sort of leaked before any ink was dry.
Yep.
So, you know, am I worried that she's going to get another 3 years? Nah. I'll worry about it when in a year's time she hasn't retired. No, sorry, stepped down.
Yeah. I mean, since we've now covered the Kathleen Kennedy thing and our thoughts about it, let's go on to Patty Jenkins, and we'll add Rian Johnson in there because they're both in the same situation at this point. So those two directors and their movie or movies, depending on who you're talking about, are canceled indefinitely, or they're pushed back indefinitely.
Postponed indefinitely.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, what do you think that really means for both those directors? I think we know what it means for Rian Johnson, but for Patty Jenkins, it's still, I guess, up in the air. We've not we haven't received anything official yet. Talking about, have we?
From what I've heard, it's sort of a big case of everyone was really interested in Patty Jenkins after Wonder Woman. So she was given the ability to write and do everything that she wants to do with Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah.
And then everyone saw it and went, "Oh my God, that was a bad decision." So instead of going into Rogue Squadron with all the liberties that she had when doing 84, it was sort of like, hang on, let's just read the script before you start. Oh my God, this is... Nope. Follow that script, burn it. Nope. Light it on fire. And I wouldn't be surprised if Patty Jenkins went, "Well, fine, screw you guys, I'm out." that was pretty much it.
Oh,
I
sorry.
wasn't going to say anymore.
Okay, I'm sorry. I spaced out. I was thinking of something. Anyways,
Her?
what?
Hauser's hair?
How'd you know? Dang it!
Yeah.
You're such a psychic. I can't help but go silent when I think about Hauser's hair. So, I mean, do you really think it's because of creative differences, or do you think it's because I guess that she wasn't like good enough for their standards? I'm guessing. Like, what do you guys think?
I
I
actually
think
believe.
that. Oh,
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, you go.
Okay, I actually believe that the thing was that they really finally, like I said, they are finally understanding that there's no money on pushing stuff that the people don't want. And Wonder Woman 84 was a huge disappointment. I mean, people really disliked that movie. It's not like it was hated, but it was such a disappointment because the first movie was good and people expected more of that. And when it came out that Patty Jenkins didn't write the first one, she just directed it. And then we found out like, oh, so this is the way you would do this character, and people didn't like it. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing that there's something like what you said, that they really took a look at the script and like, wait a minute, this is not Star Wars. What the hell? And they probably realized that her vision for Rogue Squadron was not going to make it with the core audience. And they seem to be actually worried that the projects might flop. At least now they are. So I think that's what happened. That they really, at first they probably didn't care what she did with the project, but maybe now they do. They're probably anticipating it might fail.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't watched 84, so I'm not going to say anything about her directing there. I just know that it wasn't well liked, but that's all. So I'm going to withhold my opinion.
The thing is that you watch the first Wonder Woman, and it was brilliant.
Was it done by the same person?
Well done. It was directed by the same person. You know, Patty Jenkins did direct both, but she didn't write on Wonder Woman. It was 84 that she wrote, and it could just be a simple case of what you have is a really good director, not a really good writer.
Yeah.
And the thing is that
84 was all about her. And in 84, she did everything. She was listed in the credits for every department.
And
really?
And the thing is
yeah.
And I think from memory, she was given the exact same amount of power for Rogue Squadron. And everyone just kind of went, oh no, geez, what have we done? And I don't think the creative differences were between her and upper management. I think it was just her, and because there was another writer on Rogue Squadron, but I don't think it was her writer. I think it was their writer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the creative differences was between those two people, not so much Patty Jenkins and Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah. Interesting. Do you guys want to continue on about Patty Jenkins, or should we just move on to how excited we are about the Kenobi series?
I don't think there's really much to say.
Yeah,
I do, you know, honestly, I do hope that they do get a Rogue Squadron movie, because it did sound really interesting, and it did sound like something that would be really cool to watch. But
I agree.
but maybe it was just the wrong right idea, wrong person.
Maybe. I mean, maybe it's not even the director. Like, they shouldn't have gave her as much. They give some of these directors too much power.
Well, from memory, I think Rogue Squadron came out while KK was still making some calls.
Mm-hmm.
So KK's gone, yeah, hey, have all this power, have all this say, and then, you know, she's lost all that power and Bob Chapek has gone, what?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, they just seem to give some of the directors too much creative freedom. They want to do their own thing as opposed to do something, their own thing that fits within the universe that they're trying to create in. You don't want them to pull Rian Johnson and try to make Star Wars something that it isn't. You know?
Actually, they went over this in the. I don't know if you watched the Mandalorian specials behind the scenes.
I've watched some of it. I don't think I've watched all of it.
Well, in one of the first season specials, they were talking with every director because if you remember correctly, there was this thing that every director did a different episode, and when they were talking to Taika Waititi, he was talking about his experience directing Star Wars, that he never did something like that before, etc. And one thing he said was something that I think should happen in every franchise scenario. He said that he wasn't really given free rein and that he was supervised the whole time so that he was not able, in his own words, to do crazy stuff or to go too far off. And I was like, yeah, that's the way things should be, because you're not directing your own movie and it's not your vision. You're directing something that people already know how it is, it's established, and you have to stay within certain parameters. You can't just do whatever you think it's gonna fly, because sometimes it's not. And I remember when he was announced to be working on The Mandalorian, I was disappointed because I hated Ragnarok. And I was like,
really?
The guy from Ragnarok is going to do Star Wars? I was like, no. And when I watched what he did and then saw the special, I was like, it all makes sense. They took advantage of his talent, but supervised him enough so that he wouldn't go crazy.
Yeah. I see that, yeah. Now that you mention it, because Ragnarok is much different than the final episode of the first season of Mandalorian.
Yeah.
If
you compare what he did in Ragnarok with what he did in Star Wars, you can totally tell that it's him, but it's him doing Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And if you compare Ragnarok to Jojo Rabbit, you can totally tell that Ragnarok was him running wild, doing whatever he wanted.
Yeah,
it's exactly what happened in Jojo Rabbit.
I don't think I've ever watched Jojo Rabbit.
Oh,
no,
you should.
I haven't either. I really
Great
should.
film.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good.
I used to see it a lot in the movie section of Walmart when I went back that way, and I was always thinking, I wonder what's so big about this movie, because I think a lot of people were talking about it, and I've seen a lot of stuff on YouTube about it, but I never got into it. Now I might.
Imagine a Ragnarok take on the Nazi thing. That's the movie.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, that's the reaction you're going to.
And I mean, you know, what's probably really funny about the entire thing was the person that played Hitler in that movie.
Yes,
it was Taika Waititi.
Yeah. I seen him on the cover. I was like, that's the director doing that.
But I mean, it's definitely something that you would do if you were making a comedy about the Nazi Party. Have someone play Hitler. That would give the Nazis a bloody heart attack if they saw it.
Yeah. Hey, what about the Ryan Johnson thing? We might as well mention that real quick before we move on to the Ryan Johnson trilogy that doesn't exist. What? Exactly.
What?
Exactly. There isn't a single trilogy by Ryan Johnson that exists. People held on to that so desperately, thinking, "Oh yeah, our king is going to get a trilogy on his own, and then we'll get to show those fandom menace nerds what true art is like." And then it gets canceled.
And he does too. He likes to pretend it's still going on to just to get traction.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if he stopped caring ages ago and just kept on saying it because he was told to keep on saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me either. Knowing him.
No, knowing the Empire.
Well, you know what I mean. Knowing them, let me put it that way.
Yeah, knowing the Empire, they would definitely sort of go, no, keep on talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I doubt he'll ever get his trilogy. I'm honestly glad that it's not happening. So,
well, I mean, with what was rumored to be the actual story, there was no way he was going to get his own trilogy.
Yep.
I
don't think it will work.
And we're in another galaxy.
Yeah, I don't think.
Why the hell do you call it Star Wars then?
It won't feel like Star Wars in the least.
He couldn't make it feel
like the Last Jedi.
Well, the only thing I can say about the Last Jedi is they had a couple elements that were, albeit copying from previous movies, that felt like Star Wars, but it's only to try to cash out on the nostalgia of the previous movies, like the music of when Snoke and Rey are sort of having that interaction. They play Palpatine's theme, and then he starts like throwing her around like a rag doll, and I get like that feeling of like, oh, this is a lot like Palpatine, but with less Palpatine and more ragdoll Rey. But oh, hold on. I don't know how long she's been on here. I just realized. Did you just get on
literally
here?
just got on. Yeah, no.
Okay. Okay, thank goodness. I thought for a second that I'd left you on there for like forever.
I was sitting here for the whole hour just kind of waiting to be let in.
Dang.
Dang. But I figured you all being the patriarchy just didn't want to let me in, so
I mean, you'd be right, but we're not gonna say that, and the truth.
Don't care about the woodshed.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like Kathleen Kennedy. You can't get rid of me.
Wow, that is way too relatable at this point. Way too relatable. Well, what's your thoughts about that?
We like you.
Yeah, at least we like you.
Who says I'm not Kathleen Kennedy? What if maybe?
What a twist!
This is like my secret way of spying on the rabble. But yeah, what do I think about that? I'm not surprised. And I know we've talked about this a lot before, but yeah, I'm just not surprised. I don't think it means much one way or another. It's like with everything, we'll see what it means. We won't really know the effects until months or in some cases years later, seeing what kind of content you get.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, is she there just to be a kind of a figurehead and just sign the checks? Um, or does she want us to, you know, have more input in the content itself? Who knows? We'll see.
Oh yeah. And what about your thoughts on Patty Jenkins being fired and Ryan Johnson's movies being, I guess, officially claimed as pushed back indefinitely?
We don't know if she's been fired. It's just that the
Oh,
movie's been infinitely delayed.
sorry, I'm tired. I wasn't thinking. Yes, what he said. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm curious. Um, so just to kind of just to clarify with Ryan Johnson's stuff. Um, so we that's and I missed it. Was that also just infinitely delayed, or was that just canceled effectively? I mean, infinitely delayed kind of is canceled often
I
in
mean,
Hollywood speak, but
that's what I assume is that it's just infinitely delayed, but in other words, canceled because they don't want to say that. But that's my
yeah,
interpretation.
yeah, interesting. Yeah, if the news had just simply been that Patty Jenkins movie was just indefinitely delayed, then I would have thought, oh, it's probably a reaction to the reactions to the last Wonder Woman movie. But if you combine that with the stuff with Ryan Johnson's stuff being in it, yeah, I mean that sounds promising. I'm glad they're willing to, in quote, indefinitely delay things that probably should be indefinitely delayed.
Yes.
Um, yeah, it's it. You know, one thing I was thinking about that, and kind of a little thought experiment went into my head, and I'm curious if switch out Ryan Johnson and say if J.J. Abrams had been promised another trilogy of movies. Do you think they would have done the same thing to those as they're doing right now to Ryan Johnson's?
Mm, I believe they probably would if they were going to be anything like the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, I think I don't you know, I think if they were smart, they would. Um because that's the weird thing I keep going back to is it's like my frustration with Ryan Johnson is that he knew better. I don't like
Yeah.
he definitely demonstrated, and I think people who, and I can put my sequel apologist hat on. One thing that I appreciate about Ryan Johnson and The Last Jedi was he definitely seemed to be aware that the prequels existed. Like that movie seemed to be the most aware.
Yeah.
Even though it didn't have Palpatine in it, it seemed to be the most aware of the prequels and what the prequels were about. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it was a pleasant experience for most people to hear Luke kind of be depressed and saying this stuff about the Jedi, but what he said was technically true. I
Yeah.
think it's just we didn't want to hear it coming from that character in that place in that way in that time. But
Yep.
yeah, it's clear that like Ryan knew better on some level, whereas I don't really get that JJ actually understood what the prequels contributed to the franchise. I think he was like he we got in the Rise of Skywalker like lots of like, oh, let's see this planet, oh, this planet, light speed skip, and oh, we've got Palpatine, um, but it really he really seemed kind of you wouldn't have thought that someone who made that movie was aware of the prequels really and what they were about.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, I'm curious kind of like when when Disney, Lucasfilm, when they do kind of seem to listen to the fan base and they're like, okay, we're going to indefinitely delay Ryan Johnson stuff and this thing, and they seem to kind of budge a bit in response to fans. It's like, I'm on the one hand, okay, that's a good thing, but on the other, I hope that they're doing it, that they understand what issues that the fans had with a given, failed movie or show or thing, it's not simply just because Ryan Johnson did this movie. It's because of like their substantive criticisms. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but
It's okay.
but it's
Ryan
good.
Johnson, bad.
That's all we needed to know.
And that's the thing, is that I hope Disney is not reading it as that, because it's like I feel like it's like that's what's so frustrating. He actually, I feel like he's able to do a better movie than Abrams,
Like
at least
that.
to kind of he had a little bit more understanding there. But I just yeah. So yeah, I hope that's the thing that's the takeaway. It isn't simply like Disney Ryan Johnson bad. It's like, no, it's like I'd much rather, what I don't want to see is like, okay, get rid of Ryan Johnson, but replace with some other, terrible director who does terrible things too. It's like, no, I want you to actually learn what actually happened that didn't work and how you can improve it.
Yep.
It's not about you can have, and the other thing is too is that it's not just about the direction, it's about the writing too. I feel so often we kind of don't, like the writing in Rise of Skywalker. That's a whole 4-hour plus episode, but I think sometimes directors, sometimes they get a little bit too much credit or too much blame in movies generally. And that it's there, even if you get rid of one, kind of the directors kind of can be just one bad apple, but you may have other bad apples that were involved in kind of directing and kind of deciding how, how the story. Yep.
I agree with
So,
you.
yeah.
There. Yeah, I mean, maybe we could have gotten something much worse if he hadn't been the one, I mean, it's untelling. And I mean, I think I've said this before. I know I talk about Ryan Johnson, but if he had done the entirety of the sequel trilogy, I bet it would have been better than what we got, because it was supposed to be 3 different directors with different creative visions does not work well together for a franchise that is supposed to be consistent, or have a consistent story going. So, I mean, I feel like maybe Ryan Johnson would have done better if that were the case, but that wasn't the case, and we got what we got. So,
we actually that with Marvel. I mean, we got a good example there that, you can have different directors with different visions, but in the end, you need to be on the same page and you need to understand what you're working with. And in this case, in the Marvel Universe, we had several different directors in different projects, and the movies are not the same. I mean, if you look at Iron Man, it's not the same as Guardians of the Galaxy because the directors do things differently. But when you put everything together, which was the plan, you can tell that it was all merged. It wasn't just picking stuff from here and there, and in the end you got this pile of stuff that doesn't belong anywhere.
that's the pile of stuff that doesn't belong anywhere.
Yeah. So it can be done. That they have several people with different views. You just have to know how to work everything as a whole, and you have to bring them together to tell them, okay, you're doing this and you're doing this, but in the end it all has to look like this.
Yeah.
And you
Sure.
know, there was probably still a big chance that Luke would have been an angry hermit anyway, even if Ryan Johnson had all 3 movies.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
like,
if he had all 3 movies, of course that would have happened. At least the story would have been, or at least I hope it would have been, more consistent throughout the whole trilogy.
well, the thing with Luke is that they all seem to have a really big problem with him existing. They really don't like him.
Yeah. I don't know why. That doesn't
I mean,
make any
I'm
sense.
not a Luke fan by myself, but I don't hate the guy,
Yeah.
and I understand his importance in the movie. It's not like, oh yeah, I mean, he's not my favorite character, but I understand why he is central to everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I feel like we've sort of covered all the bases on that. So let's talk about the Kenobi series and what maybe to expect from it, because we know that Hayden Christensen is coming back to be Vader. We know that there's going to be a duel between Obi-Wan and Vader, which is going to be amazing. I'm super excited for that. There's not really much that we do actually know about it, except how excited everybody is to see it. Everybody and everybody that is working on it to be making it and be we don't know much about it. We just know that there's going to be a fight between Vader and Obi-Wan, and Hayden Christensen is coming back. So, or at least that's all I know, unless one of you knows something I don't. I'm just looking for Bounty Hunter Network to come in here saying that he has a bunch of connections somewhere. He'd be the kind of person to do that.
Actually,
I'm not going to tell you what my story group's up to.
Oh. Okay. Okay, I see how it is. Withholding information.
I'm actually just thinking about it. I actually am a bit iffy about the whole duel between Vader and Obi-Wan in the series.
Oh, really?
Well, because the thing is that it's not going to be the duel on Mustafar.
No.
But it's got to be something like the duel that was on the Death Star.
It would be better than that, to be honest. I think that's why they're making a whole other duel to make up for what that one lacked.
But I mean, the thing is that they can't go to Mustafar.
No, not with Disney doing this.
They need to be close to the duel on the Death Star.
I mean, even if they did try to stay a little closer to that, I mean, with Disney doing the Star Wars movies, they don't like the fancy twirly lightsaber thing that. So, even if they did want to line it up, it wouldn't be that close.
It would be like a Reylo duel.
Yeah, a Reylo duel.
But I mean, the thing is that the bouncy lightsaber duel felt more like the duel between Luke and Vader at the end of the Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Than the duel between Vader and Obi-Wan in A New Hope. So all the duels that were in the prequels were of two Force users at the peak of their abilities, rather than two Force users in A New Hope that was at the not at the peak of their abilities, and as in Return of the Jedi, where it was a Jedi that was coming to the peak and a Sith Lord that was nowhere near the peak anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just let me put it this way: I would not want to be the fight choreographer for the Obi-Wan TV shows fight between those two. That would not be a job I would want to take.
It's also, it's like, it feels like whatever approach you take to that duel, you are going to disappoint some people. Like, you're going to disappoint a lot of people. I think because there's some, you got people who would like to see, like, basically more prequel era style fighting because it's cool. There are people who will want it to be much, much, much more like A New Hope. It's just I just feel like no matter how one does it,
you're not going to win.
Yeah. So
because
Makes
the
sense.
thing is, the duel on Mustafar is absolutely iconic, and so is the duel on the Death Star. Both of them are iconic, but for two completely different reasons. And I don't think they're very compatible.
Yeah.
So, what the hell do you do? That is the question.
That is a great question. And see, the thing is, like, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, they're both like, they probably remember the style they used when they did the prequels. They probably sort of would lean more towards that style. They'll have to train themselves to break out of that if they try to do a different style of lightsaber combat, that is. Then again, maybe they'll have some influence over how they fight, and maybe they will add a bit of the prequel style to it, which in a way I guess would be pretty cool. But, I guess we just have to wait and see what happens. And hope that it turns out good, We don't want the Kenobi series to fail. That's the one series we want to succeed more than anything.
Yeah.
It's probably the most important series in that they've done, because it's the one series that all Star Wars fans have asked for from the beginning.
Yes.
So,
it's the reason Solo didn't do well.
Exactly.
We were hoping for Kenobi.
I was hoping for Kenobi. Why are you here? And then we just look at Solo. That's good. I love that. I'm so glad you made that reference. I love it.
Fitting.
Man. It is very fitting for this moment, Everything.
Yep.
I had that. Dang it! I was about to make another reference, and I've just forgotten how every choice you've made has led to this moment. I don't know how that would fit in with this. Now that I think about it, I'm tired today. I've had a tiring day. So yeah, anything else you want to say about the Kenobi series? There ain't much to tell about it except, what we just talked about. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about in terms of the Kenobi series?
I'm scared.
You're scared?
Yeah.
I would be too. Like I mentioned earlier, it's probably the most important series that Disney that they've ever tried to make for Star Wars on Disney Plus, because this one has to succeed. Otherwise, there might be a major backlash, like worse than anything they've ever dealt with. But I have high hopes in Deborah Chow. She did really good with her episodes in The Mandalorian. So
Yes.
I don't think it'll be her fault if it fails at all. I think she'll do her best.
I agree.
My worries are at a minimum at the moment. When we hear more about the production and stuff like that, then maybe our stress levels will start to rise. But hopefully that's not the case.
Agreed.
But if there's nothing else we're going to talk about when it comes to Kenobi, then we can just move on to the last two things that we're going to do in the stream, which is either get on Reddit here, which I'm already on here, or we can let Sir AOA begin like ranting about how he's not looking forward to Cowboy Bebop.
Oh no, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being incredibly drunk and laughing my ass on how crap it is.
Well, I'm glad you're looking forward to it at the very least. You know, always looking on the positive side, huh?
We need a stream of Soraya being drunk watching it. Commentary.
Commentary.
Well, seeing how there's 10 1 hour long episodes, I think that might be a bit tough. And that's assuming that I'm going to get through the first goddamn episode.
Yep.
We'll space them out to spare you from alcohol poisoning.
So, I'm an Australian. What's that?
Never mind.
My lord.
So in other words, what I should do is start a channel, and tomorrow I'll get on and we'll and I'll stream a watch party. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Totally what we are saying.
Okay. Shall I send you all invites?
Sure.
Yes.
Am I the only one that's going to be drinking?
Yes.
Oh, God, okay.
I don't drink, so
Yeah, I knew that, but there's still two other people.
I'm speaking for them. Yes.
How very empire of you.
Yeah, you know, I'm embracing my inner empire. You know, I've been thinking about doing that lately, and you know, it's changed me a lot. I've become much more authoritarian. You know.
Did you take the packs? That might be it.
Yeah, maybe. Yep. But I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not actually imperial that you know of. Go ahead and continue what you were saying, Sir.
Oh, so I should be going into the ranting. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, get your pre-rant started, and then next Thursday your full rant will begin.
No one should have been surprised that the critics were going to be hating on this show. It is going to be another Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. Just Ghost in the Shell movie. I haven't watched that standalone complex for so long. It's getting to me. Actually, there's really nothing much that I can rant about it. Because it's just sort of a case of unless you're unless you've been paying attention and keeping up to date with everything that Netflix and the Cowboy Bebop Netflix Twitter account has been putting out, none of this will make any sense to anyone. So I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to apologize that it probably wasn't as awesome as everyone thinks it was, but yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think that would be a long rant because there isn't much on it yet. I'm waiting for the real rant next Thursday. That's what I'm waiting for. So we can probably just go on to doing some Reddit stuff here, you know.
Before you move on,
Saltier than Crate, huh?
Before you move on, sorry guys, I gotta leave.
Alrighty.
Oh, okay.
It was good having you, Chrono.
It was great. It was great talking about all this interesting news.
Yes, very interesting.
So carry on, and I'll see you guys next week.
Alrighty. See you later, Chrono.
See ya.
See you later.
Alright. So now we're just on Reddit at this point, and we're on the Saltier Than Crate subreddit, and I love this subreddit. It's so annoying. I love it though. Non-toxic / sequel friendly subs. Okay. I love this dude, but that image though. I just don't like the image. I'm just looking for something funny at this point.
Hey,
I don't
go up.
go up. This right here.
No.
This one.
No.
This one. If
Don't
I
know
see
yet.
it-
It hasn't. No.
Huh? No, not here. Okay.
Hang on. No. Stop there.
Stop right here. Oh, it just stops anyway.
How TFM sleeps knowing the sequels exist?
What they think about how they sleep and what they really sleep like is much different. It's
No, I'm trying to figure out what the video was because I didn't. I think I get
don't
like
know what it
first-
originally came from.
I think I get
It's
like
just-
the first like. Yeah, it goes to 5 seconds straight away and then ends.
Well, I'm sorry that my internet ain't great. Well, basically, it's this guy just sprawling all over a bed. I might just have to share this with you on the Discord.
Is it just
I'll share that.
freaking out on bed?
Basically, a guy just freaking out on the
okay,
bed.
Yeah. So in other words, a really crap joke.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. But you want to see it for yourself, I linked it in the Discord. Speaking of our Discord, we have a Discord. Time to plug my Discord. So we have a Discord. The link's in the description below. If you want to join it, the more the merrier. We're always, looking forward to talking to new people. We also have a Twitch and I have a Twitter. We once we get everything down, the Twitch might take off hopefully sometime. It's like we're skipping every other week, and sometimes it's unintentional. Sometimes things just don't go our way. But we're trying to get the Twitch thing to work. So we got a Twitch channel, and I'll let you know through Twitter or through the Discord when we're streaming on either of those. So just join those. Links in the description below. All right, now back to Reddit. I seen some pretty good ones up above earlier, but now I'm just looking through. Let's see. I'm from Crate, but okay. That's dumb. That's dumb.
Oh, what?
I don't. It's not. See, the thing is, that's showing like the sequel trilogy. That's a sequel trilogy image. Okay, but
So, hey,
there's
what are the images?
you can't see the images.
Hang on a second.
I got that.
I can sort of.
I mean, I can. The first one's Rogue One. Second one's The Mandalorian. I've got no idea what the next one is.
I think that's
Rebels.
Rebels next. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yep. Visions.
The Visions.
Bad Batch.
Yep. And then the sequel trilogy. So this person is if you read the top up here, it says denial. So they act like, oh, they love all this stuff, but they hate Disney. Like, that's not how it works. I don't hate Disney. I hate what some of the decisions they've made.
And I mean, let's face it. Only 2 of those images are actually correct.
Which
I
ones are
also
you
think-
saying?
Because I mean, Rogue One was a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't something that I would buy the DVD or Blu-ray or buy it 500 times because I need every single copy of it. It was just a good movie.
Yeah.
Mandalorian, great. Rebels, great. Visions. There was some good stuff in it, but on a whole,
It's different.
And pretty much the same as Bad Batch. It was okay. So
There's a lot of. There's this assumption of this kind of. This sort of homogenous regard for certain things. It's like I find, like, I know people who, for instance, are like would like don't like Rogue One, do like Mandalorian, do like Rebels, wouldn't bother with Visions. What do we have left on that thing? Yeah, do like Bad Batch and are like with the sequel trilogy, and I can think of other combos, other people I know who fall into different camps. I know some people who are just like, they would, out of those things on that list, they would only watch The Mandalorian, and they don't really care for any of the others. It's just, so I don't know what that point that person's trying to make. It's inaccurate, and B, even if it was, so what? People are allowed to like things and not like other things. I didn't realize that was an issue, but okay.
Yeah,
you got to remember what subreddit we're on.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. We're on.
Like, I know some
Crate.
people who like all of those things on that list too. It's just it's like, okay.
Unlike the OT and and PT, pretty much anything outside that, it's kind of a pick mix. It's not really universally acclaimed type of situation. And when it comes to prequel trilogies, it's not so much universally acclaimed. But the thing is that when it comes to people that are fans of the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, and Clone Wars. When it comes to sequel trilogies, yeah, they can all die in a fire. When it comes to everything else, it's sort of like, I don't think anyone sort of really outwardly hates any of those, but I don't know anyone that would be wanting to tonsil hockey any of those shows.
Yeah. That's funny.
And trust me, that was the PG version.
PG.
I was definitely going to be saying something else, but then I went, oh wait, hang on a second, that might be a little bit too R18.
Well, thank you for being considerate to the children that I'm clearly not about to do this to. Thank you for your consideration.
I love how it's like we alternate between like we better not swear in front of the children, but also child murder is funny.
It's one of the perks of being on this channel.
At least
You can
Anakin didn't
talk
swear in front of those children.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he made their end child friendly. Okay. So, before the stream, we were talking about Ghostbusters 2016. No, it wasn't before the stream. It was during the stream, wasn't it?
No, I think we did say something.
Yeah, we talked about it, and then it shows up right here. I just thought that was funny. All right. Guess the comments. We are allowed to do this now. Wife and I went as Kylo and Rey. Yeah, you're allowed to. What, am I supposed to say no? Well, let's look and see what they look like, and then maybe we'll see. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. You're not allowed. Sorry. You mainly, not her. She did her cosplay fine. You, sir, cannot stand up to this. Okay? Nothing can stand up to that. You tried.
Actually, I do have to admit, Adam Driver did a really good job there. He didn't absolutely oh, hey, on what's that tweet?
This one right here.
He didn't absolutely shred his body.
That's true.
Because I mean the thing is that everyone makes that sort of mistake that I'm muscular, so I need to have definition on all 6 of my pecs and abs, and I've got to have muscle.
6 of my pecs.
All 6 of my pecs. Oh my god. He's got 6 pecs.
Yes.
He's got a 6-pack. That's it.
But the thing is that when you actually look at
Sorry.
A 6-pack.
But it's just really funny that when you see bodybuilders not in a competition,
I need to.
Go ahead, continue.
Why do I feel like this is going to be on a t-shirt someday?
I can't.
Kylo has a 6-pack. A 6-pack. Oh gosh.
There's 6 packs.
I'm never going to get through my point, am I?
No.
No, there's too many pecs to go through. 6 of them. Oh god.
But yeah, no. If you see bodybuilders outside of their competitive forms,
yeah, they have
they
6
don't
pecs.
look like that.
Yeah, exactly. They have six packs.
No! I need a whip. No! Down, boy, down. But I mean, no.
Sorry.
The thing is that when they're not wanting to show off everything,
They're six packs.
they're six packs. Why did I make that joke? Why did I make that joke?
Oh,
visual
God.
I've got in my mind of that. It's like
The six pack. I'm just.
you were never gonna.
I don't know how we can go on stream anymore.
We need a transition of just a moment. Technical difficulties.
Just imagine 4 more of those down below.
Six Packs actually showed up in kind of the autofill when I was searching it.
Really?
So apparently, yeah, I'm trying to see. And I was just using DuckDuckGo. I'm gonna try Google. I bet it's definitely got
Oh,
6
God.
packs.
Oh Lord.
No, I don't want size packs. I want 6 packs.
My face hurts now from all the smiling and laughter.
6 packs, images, stock photos, and vectors from Shutterstock. Ooh.
Oh, I'm ready to see this. Oh,
You know, it's
Oh,
funny.
something.
It's actually, it's not as fun. You don't get it to come up. At least I'm not on Google. Like you got use DuckDuckGo or some other search engine, and you can get 6 packs in the autocomplete.
What?
It's
Okay.
something, yeah.
Huh.
Because Google, the dumb thing with Google is because Google uses these algorithms to kind of predict. It thinks that I'm searching for 6 packs instead of 6 packs. It's like, no, I'm searching for 6 packs, not packs, pecks. It's like,
But
all right,
yeah,
so
that tweet
continue.
makes a lot of sense. But yeah, no, it's just sort of a case of when bodybuilders aren't trying to show off every single
They're
muscle
6
that
packs.
they've built. Yeah, no, they don't actually show a lot of the definition. It's only when they're performing and they're getting their body fat down to 0%. That's when you see
The 6 packs.
the 6 packs, exactly. And their 6 packs, and their 6 biceps, and their 6 triceps, and their 6.
So basically, General Grievous, but with 6 of everything instead of 4.
Pretty much.
oh my. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Does General
Am I-
Grievous have 6 packs?
I don't know. It's a possibility. I
oh.
want that
I'm
to be a
like-
thing.
I'm like so exhausted now from reacting to that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's got me too. Like I can't react like I did earlier now. Like if I mention it, I'm sort of just desensitized to it now.
like
The
I'm still
joke's over.
smiling. I'm still smiling, but I can't unsmile. I'm like sore. I'm
Yeah.
Well,
stuck like
well,
this.
you do have me on the stream. That was your first mistake.
That was your first mistake. I love it. All right.
I'm just glad that Commander Tano doesn't have any tea.
No.
Yeah, if she had some tea, this would be bad for her.
We'd be
Not
calling
any
an
longer.
ambulance.
So, this tweet says, quick way to work out who is a true fan of Star Wars and who is not. If they're here fawning over another Ryan Johnson abomination, they're not. And then this person that posted this on here says, "You're not a Star Wars fan if you like Star Wars and want more of it." That's not how that works. You like Ryan Johnson's Star Wars. Yeah, it's Star Wars, but it's not Star Wars.
Yeah, like these are really lame, disingenuous
Right.
reactions.
Ryan
Yeah.
Johnson, quote unquote, Star Wars.
Yeah, it's only Star Wars in name, not in actual art form.
Anything else?
Yeah, basically that. Yeah. Let's see. And why do you even care? Eternal's banned in Middle East countries for representation.
What?
I
How does
don't
that
know.
one work?
I don't know. She did have tea after all.
Yep.
All right. This is Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi. Revenge of the Jedi. That's the original name. Return of the Jedi. Right? Yup. Here, Luke gave into his fear and anger when Vader threatened Leia. Yup. So then it's perfectly reasonable for him to give into fear when Kylo threatened everything he cared about. That makes sense to me.
Yup.
Then Luke's arc in The Last Jedi makes sense. Ruin Johnson ruined Luke Skywalker's character. No.
No, just no. Just God, no. Get
First-
it through your goddamn head, people. The minute Luke Skywalker saw Vader's hand, or lack of hand, that was when he grew up. That was when that door closed.
Yep.
That was when wisdom finally penetrated his head and buried itself deep in his core. So, no, when he sees Kylo, no.
I disagree as well because
Yeah.
Luke is young at this point. He's sort of just become a Jedi, really. By
Yeah,
the time of The Last Jedi, he should have grown in multiple ways, being like able to control his emotions better and stuff. Wiser.
To say that after 20 years Luke Skywalker has grown up no how is absolute utter crap. And if they wanted to show that that door was still open, they needed a lot more time on it than him walking into Ben's room and igniting his lightsaber. So, no, at that third point, no.
Nope. Makes no sense. None of that makes sense. All right. I truly don't
God
understand
damn it!
the
I
people
wish
that would upload
God
this.
damn it! I wish you idiots would get it through your goddamn head.
Anakin was a Mary Sue. Just you just don't like Rey because she's a girl. Already
Anakin
ended their argument right there.
No, sorry. Anakin was not a Mary Sue. He was a Gary Stu. Get it right.
Yeah, Gary Sue. Okay.
I mean, the thing is that of course he was overpowered, because the thing is that he needed to reach the heights, so it made his fall even more. Oh, so
I don't agree with that statement.
which statement?
This one. Sorry If I'm Being Toxic is the Fandom Menaces version of With All Due Respect to allow them to go ahead and be toxic. Well,
It's like
No.
you're making. I'm sorry, but you're also making their point right there. As you're posting something where it's like, I'm sorry, criticism of a movie doesn't make one toxic. You're kind of illustrating why that they are prefacing
Need to say
their
that.
critiques
Yeah.
with that. Yeah.
yeah,
And I
exactly.
mean, the thing is that it's quote unquote toxic, not sorry for being toxic. No, I mean the guy. I wish they had put his name. The blank guy. He's sort of sorry if I'm being toxic. He's making fun of you, Six Muffin. He's making fun of you, you idiot. By saying sorry if I'm being toxic. Because the thing is that any criticism of the sequel trilogy will have you salty little brats calling him a toxic man baby patriarchal hyper Nazi.
That's funny.
Not just Nazi, hyper Nazi.
Yeah, there's a difference.
With 6 pecs.
6 pecs for sure. So, episode 9, Ruined Vader's whole character arc. George Lucas said himself, it's all about Anakin, and now they changed his sacrifice to being meaningless and only for untrained Mary Sue Ray to kill him. It ruined the whole meaning of the OT, especially Return of the Jedi, and I don't understand what kind of a fan service driven idea it was to bring him back. That's a legit argument right there.
Yep.
That's not being toxic. This guy says, sorry if I'm being toxic is the feminist version of With All Due Respect to allow them to go ahead and be toxic. He's implying that this person is being toxic. This person's not being toxic in the least. He doesn't like the way the movie ended for these very specific reasons. Yes. Like, buddy, up here, you up here, where's your argument against this?
Muffin.
Yeah, McMuffin. I don't want to say his name. I don't want no McMuffins. Nah, it's a McMuffin. I don't order McMuffins. I don't like them.
No, I just had one for breakfast. I'll have this guy for lunch.
Hey, that'll work.
I don't understand the bringing Palpatine back. I think honestly, out of all of the, I think for a lot of people, like their biggest issue with the sequel trilogy was, it was usually something involved with The Last Jedi, usually the treatment of Luke or some other element of that. I think mine is the bringing Palpatine back. And I will say I'm okay with, I don't think it's necessarily the only way one could have handled Rey's identity, lineage, whatever. But I am definitely okay. I was definitely okay with the possibility of her being a Palpatine. But I did not like the idea of bringing Palpatine back. I feel like the sequel trilogy, they wasted an opportunity to have good original villains.
Yep.
Something new, and they just couldn't figure it out. And what I, like I said, what I really would, think would have worked is to either have some kind of very intelligent Imperial like Thrawn or Thrawn himself, whatever, but that kind of genre of villain.
Yeah.
Because also I feel like that kind of brings it, if you want to talk about nostalgia, that kind of brings it back to some of the original trilogy roots, where it's kind of more of it's kind of, you've got this big kind of, the big kind of sterile empire, with bureaucracy and, and just, I think about kind of that little meeting at the table where Tarkin's like telling Vader like, yeah, hey, you're the only one who like, follows that religion now. It became more of a kind of, empire versus, these magical rare people with the Force. At least it had that kind of feel, where you had kind of, on the one hand, this very, you had this antagonistic force that had all of the kind of the weaponry and resources behind it and manpower. And on the other hand, you had, kind of the rebels and stuff, but they did have a few, you had this smaller force, but that did happen to have, a couple of very gifted magical people, and people will probably be like, why are you equating the Force to magic or whatever? But I mean, it's that kind of genre of story, with kind of these supernatural forces versus this kind of materialistic sort of group of bad guys, and it kind of would fit. I don't really like the whole bringing Palpatine back, and it's kind of on the lines of it's kind of like and also all of the making him do even more ridiculous things like lifting up all these Star Destroyers. It's
shooting so much lightning that he takes out hundreds of ships.
Yeah, it's like, I think, Star Wars, this isn't the only franchise that's now, made this mistake. I could probably think of other franchises where they've made the mistake of, it's like, okay, we had this great first villain. What do we do about the next one? Oh, let's make it bigger or more powerful. Whereas it's like, no, you just need to make that villain different. You don't need to make it the same as the last one, but times 2, or times 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
I just realized something. If the Palpatine in the final movie was a clone, why does he look like this? Why does he look like Emperor Palpatine and not Senator Palpatine?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Because Emperor Palpatine was fried by his own lightning, and that's why he's got the droopy face. But if they were using his genetics, they would get Senator Palpatine, not Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense now that you bring that up. Why does he look like Emperor Palpatine if he's a clone instead of Senator Palpatine? That's a good argument right there.
Well,
I'd like to know what they...
Did the clone go, no, I don't want to look like this. I'm going to zap myself with lightning. Ah!
What? I don't have 6-packs yet? Well, I'm about to. They won't be natural ones. They'll be droopy ones, but that's okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I think, let's see. I think that's dumb. I don't know if you've seen that. Okay. Star Wars: Last Jedi. 91% tomato meter. Critics are out of touch and paid shills. Rotten Tomatoes is a pointless website. And then Eternals, so true. And on Eternals, it's like Rotten Tomato, and on here it's 91% for The Last Jedi. So.
I guess, number one, I don't see the point. Here's the thing. Let's assuming that, assuming that those numbers on both those, the scores on both those things are true. I get there's all sorts of shady things that happen with reviews and all that stuff. So what? One what's wrong? One can say that the critics are wrong on this one, and the critics are right on this one. Although I don't know, because once again, I haven't been
And
keeping
actually,
that much. I was saying I haven't
most
kept much
Yes,
track
sorry,
of
go.
the reaction to the Eternals, but I think also I'd be curious if I'd be curious if the people, just like general audience members who didn't like the Eternals and critics who didn't like the Eternals, I'm curious if they didn't like didn't like the movie for the same reasons. Maybe they did, but I haven't read the reviews at all.
Well,
I
most of the Fandom Menace channels have just sort of been going, wait, hang on, what? They don't like the movie? Shouldn't this have been a movie that they all fell down and started pleasuring themselves for? With?
Maybe it was that bad that they couldn't pleasure themselves.
Yeah, so it wasn't so much that the Fandom Menace channels were going, oh, it's so true, because not a lot of them went and saw bloody Eternals. Because they went, we've seen the trailers, we've seen how crap it is. We don't really want to go and see it in cinema. So
Yeah.
it's not like they've been going. It's not like they've been going. Oh well, this week Rotten Tomatoes is just the best website. No, they've gone. No, Rotten Tomatoes is still a trash website, and it looks like somehow it's going to agree. The critics agree.
Let's see. I want to find one more that we can end this on, so I want to find a good one here. Let's see. From a website rating the most woke films, hilariously predictable. Rey develops her newly discovered abilities with the guidance of Luke Skywalker, who is unsettled by strength of her powers. Meanwhile, the Resistance prepares to do battle with the First Order. Woke 9.2, left wing 9.2, politically correct 9.5, racist 8.5,
Racist.
toxic feminist 9.5.
Nah, that should be a 9.9.
Oh, we ain't even seen Ghostbusters right here. No. Let's see what it says about that one. Here, let me zoom in on that.
Oh no, it's there.
Oh, did it not take it? It didn't zoom in on it like I thought it would. Here. Nope, never mind. It's just not working for me. You can see it though.
Okay. Left wing 8.1, politically correct 9.5, racist 7.2, toxic femininity 9.6. Oh, come on, that should be 9.9.
All these should be 9.9. All of them should be 9.9.
The other thing I don't understand is like from this site, I don't know, at least for me, it's like I'm not a right wing person. On the other hand, I don't agree with a lot of left wing people, but I do find value in some left wing things. But it's like I can still see this as funny, like when they rate like how left wing something is, next to racist, and like I just can see it's objectively funny. Like I don't get why people can't laugh at themselves. Like it's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
It's great.
Because laughing is Nazism. Don't you get it?
Oh yeah.
No, it's pretty simple. I mean, the reason is because they're authoritarians. They want to be tyrants, and tyrants hate laughter because they can't control it. You cannot control laughter, because if you step and slip on a banana, well, yeah, people are gonna laugh. if you just happen to be a narcissist, well, you're going to be laughed at.
Huh. When was this? Hold on. I want to see what day this was. That does it say up here? Nope. Okay. 13 days ago. This person's not happy about the sequel trilogy being retconned.
Well, I tweeted this at somebody. If they want to do anything in that time period, they have to retcon it. They either have to skip around it, or they have to retcon it. Because
Yep.
the thing is that it is just such a toxic waste dump of a time period.
The problem is the sequel trilogy, when it was all said and done, it ended up shutting more doors than it opened.
Yes.
Lots of characters. And so that even if you liked it, you just have to admit that it shut more doors than it opened. And so if you're trying to write stories that even kind of approach subject matter in that timeline, you know, if you're going to try and work with it, you're going to be extremely restricted. If you're working
come on, Ray, we need to find someone that can command the Republican Navy. Let's go and see Admiral oh wait, hang on, he's dead. General nope, she's dead. Vice Admiral Holt, oh nope, she how about Captain, oh nope, he's dead as well. Admiral, nope, dead. Is anyone left alive? Oh wait, no. So that's one of the main reasons why they would need to retcon. Because if you were going to, because frankly, ignoring the fact that all of the decisions that the New Republic made no sense, the First Order make absolutely no sense. How are you meant to sort of create stories like that?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I don't know why someone would be upset by that tweet. It's so funny. Like
It is.
like it's hilarious. Like, how can you get upset about that? I don't care. Like, I'll say this. Like, I like the idea of Rey. I liked her in The Force Awakens. I wanted good things for her character. But I also think this is
things for that actor.
Yeah, it's like But I think this is just objectively funny. This is like, I don't understand. Like, why can't people like kind of separate themselves from, you know, the material just a bit and just see this as funny? Like,
because that would require a sense of humor.
I just love it. Just doesn't make any sense, but I love it. Erase Krell. He may be better written, but I'd love to watch Rey get gunned down by the 501st. Like, it's like, what?
It's different, man. A little fan service. Okay, no, there's no fan service there. Sequel's bad. Up votes to the left. Is it really that? What? Force Awakens, The Last Jedi. Somehow it's all over. I love this image.
Oh wow, there's a joke.
Yeah.
How can you not? I'm sorry. Even if you, I'm sorry. It's like that's funny.
It's amazing. That's
Send that
amazing.
screen to me. I want to make that my I want to make that my screen
Uh,
the yeah, just send that to me. I need that. I need that image in my life. I need that image in my life.
I'm going to literally share it right now. I'm copying link and I'm taking it straight to the Discord right now.
I think I think I need that framed. it's
See,
it's too
here's
good.
you another link. You'll be able to go straight to it. You know what? I think that's a good one to end it on, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a little bit tired after today, so I'm ending it slightly earlier than I would usually do it. We'd usually be almost up to the third hour, but, you know, today's not that kind of day
we're
for
only
me.
up to 2.
I know. We've gotten a lot done within 2 hours, 15 minutes, 59 seconds. Actually, 2 minutes, 2 hours and 16 seconds. Or 2 hours and 16 minutes. I can't say words. Okay. So 2 hours and 16 minutes. We got a lot done. And we got to look at a few funny Reddit posts. I mean, I really do love this. The Force Awakens. The Last Jedi with Luke drinking green milk from a weird land whale. And somehow it's all over. That last one gets me. I love it. I love that. That's awesome.
I mean, Force Awakens being the exact same picture as The New Hope. Good
Yeah, I've
setup.
seen that. I did see that.
It's a good start, and then you have Luke drinking the milk, and then the punchline, of course, somehow it's all over.
That's amazing. I love it. All right. So we're going to go ahead and end the stream. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, leave a comment, maybe subscribe if we earned it. As I mentioned earlier, there are links in the description below to our Discord, also to our Twitch and my Twitter. You can follow me on any of those. And yeah, that's about it. I'm going to leave everybody with a little bit of child murder. So may the force be with you always. Yeah, I didn't end it just there, but that's the last thing I'm going to do. Okay, see ya.